Sarah, have you come around to me yet? Recently you've been very cold.
What? What are you talking about?
I can see that during our last little argument that I was in the wrong, but it can't just be me that's at fault here, right? So I'd like for us to forget all that and get back to having fun together. Really, I do love the crap out of you, so I want things to be better.
Stop saying such stupid things like that, okay? You know very well that the two of us being together is over. So what the hell are you going on and on about now?
There's no way we're just gonna throw away what we had. I understand now what you really wanted from me. Everything's fine now though, so you don't have to worry about a thing.
Huh? But I don't want anything from you anymore. I don't need you around me anymore, so you think you can just leave it at that? And actually, can you just stop talking to me in general?
Sarah, I want to marry you.
What?
Come on! You've been wanting to marry me for a while now, right? But in my case, I've just never really had the same feelings and I couldn't talk to you about marriage much. That's the reason why I stopped talking to you for a little while, right?
I can't believe what you're thinking. Are you sure you're okay? I never said I wanted to get married to you. You have it all wrong.
I'm telling you right now that I want to marry you, though. I'm literally proposing here, so you should be happy. You're 39 years old right now, and you had been asking to get married before, right?
I said that I wanted to get married, but I never once said that I wanted to be married to you.
How long are you gonna keep trying to keep your feelings down? I'm saying that I'm okay with marrying a middle-aged woman like you. It's strange that you're not even going to thank me for being so kind.
That's it right there. That's how you always view things to make it seem like it's okay to talk down to me like that.
Huh? What do you mean? I don't get it.
You expect that I'm just gonna say yes to you proposing, right? That's why you think after all this time of me talking about marriage, you can finally come to me when our relationship is at a bust and ask to marry me. You think that you're the one that gets to make the final call between us. I'm sorry, but at this age, I don't have the time to deal with someone that continues to act like my feelings don't matter. And I've told you plenty of times now that we're not even together anymore. How many times do I have to tell you that for you to understand me?
Listen, you can't be serious right now.
What?
The way you're acting now is only gonna make it harder for you to find a man that'll give his life to marry you. It's embarrassing for you, right? You're almost 40 years old now, and yet you still act like a child? I'm telling you that you'll never find another man who wants to marry you after me. Well, I suppose that me actually getting down on one knee will do the trick for you. Sarah, I want to be the one that gets to eat your cooking every day. Will you marry me?
No, I don't want a jerk like you to eat any of my cooking.
What? What does that mean?
I'm not marrying you. I'm saying no to your proposal. I'm sorry for continuing to reply to your texts, but I really do not have any intentions of marrying you. We've already been apart for some time now, so don't think of us as ever having a chance at marriage. Now, I'm gonna get going.
Stop messing around already.
No matter how you try to twist the situation, you're the only one that's messing around right now.
Do you think that some old woman is going to turn down my proposal? You can stop joking around with me now, okay?
And I have no desire to marry a man that thinks he's better than the person he wants to be his wife. Like I said, you're just a crazy ex now, so there's no chance. Now, anything else from you is going to really piss me off, so I'm leaving now.
Are you just upset because I'm not asking you to marry me face to face? I guess there's no other options, huh? I'll come to your house to see you. Will that make you happy?
I have no idea why you can't seem to understand me saying no.
Well, I'll be at your house soon to give you a proper proposal. I'm surprised that I have to go this far just to get a middle-aged woman to marry me. I guess I really am a keeper, aren't I? You better start practicing your excited response to me.
Are you even listening to me? We aren't even dating anymore, so of course I'm going to say no to you.
I've just arrived at your house.
You're kidding.
Where did you run away to?
I'm literally running away from you. Why would I tell you where I've gone?
Why are you running away from me? Are you still not happy with me after everything I've done today?
What are you talking about? Seriously, what? All I remember you doing as you came to my front door was punching me in the gut for saying no to your proposal. You then went and started yelling at me and calling me horrible things for absolutely no reason. Why the hell else do you think I'm running away from you now? You're a frickin' danger to me.
Sarah, you're 39 years old, right? Are you really saying that you don't want to start a family? I'm being kind to you by giving up my life as a single man to join you in making that happen. Yet after all I've done for you today, you've acted like a total witch. You are one hell of an idiot. Maybe this is what they mean by becoming senile as you age.
Why do you keep talking? Are you not aware that I've had enough of you? You literally just punched me. I have no idea what makes you think you can be violent towards a woman you just asked to marry you.
Oh, come on. I wasn't being violent. You just happened to get in the way of my gesture there. All I was trying to do for you was show you my love for you, and you just happened to make the wrong choice at the wrong time. I think it's time that you realize you are not a young and cute girl anymore. No other man is gonna come after you asking for your hand in marriage like I am now. Now stop your pouting and get back over here.
Pouting? What makes you think this is me pouting right now? You don't even know a thing about me. All you are is some stranger to me that just punched me like a maniac. We're not even dating, yet you've come to me asking for marriage? That's messed up, man. I've told you at least 4 times now that I'm through with you, yet you still act like I'm being childish and pouting right now. This is ridiculous.
Huh? You can't say no to me. I've had enough of this. Now come back to me. I just got out of work after a long day earlier, and I was nice enough to come all the way over here to propose. So hurry up and talk with me about our marriage!
No, thank you.
I said I've had enough of your jokes. From now on, we have to think about becoming a family. And to do that, we can't waste any more time, right? Especially someone who's already halfway through their life. They have no time to waste turning down marriage and making jokes about it. I'm sorry that I happened to punch you, but we're going to get married and you're going to like it.
I just spoke with the police.
Huh?
I told them that you got upset over me saying no to your proposal and ended up choosing violence. It's funny because I never once asked for you to marry me either. We had broken up a while back, so what makes you think I'd seriously still be thinking about you? But I guess you aren't thinking, are you? Or at least not thinking straight. And that's why things have come to this. I was thinking of even forgiving you, but I guess that would have been a huge mistake.
Huh? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're going off about, but you need to calm down. That whole thing about you telling the police was just a joke as well, right?
The only person that I wish was joking right now would be you. In my case, I haven't said one thing that's been a joke. And me talking to the police about this is all facts. That's all I have left to say to you. Is there a problem or something?
We're supposed to become a family, right? There's no way that you would choose to go with the police about this, right?
I know you said you want to become my husband and all, but I'm sorry to say that the police had to get involved the moment you chose to punch me. What's wrong with a violent man being taken in by the police?
You really plan to have your husband taken into custody, huh? I'm tired of you playing these pointless games with me. I did nothing to provoke any of this.
Are you kidding? You just came to your ex's house and punched her in the gut.
I so did not. All I did was tap you on the stomach a little, you know?
Oh, just shut the hell up, you prick. I'm not only getting really frustrated with you right now, but I'm actually starting to see red.
You get back into this house right now. I'm waiting for you in my car right now. If you don't get back here soon, I'm going to come out and look for you.
Say whatever you'd like. The police are already on their way over there. And so the next time you see me, it'll be with both me and my lawyer. If that's what you want, then I'm free meeting you anytime.
What? Your lawyer? Why do you have a lawyer? Not only have you gotten the police involved, but now you have your own lawyer with you? Are you going insane?
The only person that has gone insane is you, Roy. We only dated for about 2 months or so. And in the end, I made it very clear that we had broken up and that I was finished with you, yet you still act like we're together. In my mind, there's not a single thought about you, yet you've come back thinking that proposing to me will fix all of this for you? I think you'd fare pretty well with a long stay at some mental hospital, don't you think? I'm a 39-year-old woman right now. I don't have the patience or time to sit here taking crap from some lost cause of a man all day that thinks he has the right to talk down to me like I have nothing. Which is wild, since compared to me, you're a complete and utter mess. I'm aware that you're younger than me, but only by a single year. Which doesn't even seem right considering you have the maturity of a 5-year-old right now. Do you not see any problems with all of this, Roy?
Hold on now. You don't have to get all worked up over all this, right? I'm surprised right now. I've never seen you get this angry before, and I've known you forever.
You haven't even known me for a year. This is all because you've pushed me way past my limit. Well, I hope that after this conversation, my lawyer will be able to see that we have in fact not been together this whole time. This will all make great evidence. All the texts you've sent that don't make any sense and the parts where you just forced yourself over to my house. Everyone will even be able to see how you acting this crazy led to you punching me in the gut.
I don't quite understand why you want to do all this, but you're going to make this situation much worse. Do you think that you can just call everything off? All I did was propose to you because I have a large portion of love for you.
Really? Don't try to make me laugh.
Huh? What?
You say you came to propose to me, but I'm also aware that you have a lot of debt. The only reason you want me to marry you is so that I'll pay it all off.
Wait, no. Why would I ever do that?
Seems you're starting to change your attitude now that I've brought up your true reasoning behind all this. When I found out you had that much in debt, I chose to break up with you. And that's why even now I'm saying no to your proposal. You can see now the reason why I don't want to be with you, right? I've told you the truth.
I never wanted you to pay for my debt. Everything that's had to do with my debt is my problem, not yours.
Well, either way, I made it super clear that I'd never say yes to you, yet you come to my house and punched me in the gut for it. It's perfectly reasonable for me to call the police on you.
Do you really not want to be my wife?
I've said it already, Roy. I never planned on getting married to you. And now that you've assaulted me and have all that debt, it's a definite no. Maybe you should have taken care of yourself before coming to me with a question like that.
I don't have to take care of myself. I was planning on having you as my wife so we could have a happy time together. None of this was about the money I owe. But if you really are saying that you won't marry me, then at least give me some money. I'll take that for all this time of mine that you've wasted.
After all you've done and said, what part makes you think that it's a good idea to ask for money from me now? You're about to be taken into custody, and after that you'll be seeing me in court with my lawyer. I'll make sure that you pay for not only assaulting me, but also for causing me all this stress.
What? So I'm the one that's wrong here?
Oh, for Christ's sake. You punched a woman in the stomach. I know that you thought a 39-year-old woman would say yes to you about getting married, but I would never marry a freak like you, even if you were the last man on this planet. I don't even think that women older than me would be stupid enough to marry someone as messed up in the head as you. Women have the right to make their own choice, Roy. And nobody is going to choose to marry a full-grown man that they'd end up having to raise like a child. So if you think you can just find another woman to go and marry you, go ahead. I'll be waiting to see what they think of you.
I never thought that you would go this far to say no to me.
Well, maybe if you just listened to my answer in the first place, this wouldn't need to be happening. So, have you finally come to see that your screwed up thought processes and actions are the reason behind me hating you?
I understand. Can you please forgive me for punching you? If the police get involved in this and take me, the company I work for is gonna learn about this. If they hear about all this, then I'll definitely get fired from my job. Can you please call the police and tell them to stop?
It's way too late for you to start reasoning like an adult now. You made it very clear to everyone that you're just a piece of crap. This is what happens when you think you can take advantage of some middle-aged woman.
I'm saying sorry for all this, aren't I? Please!
I'm going into my 40s here soon and have a very nice job and a house now. I'm living a better life than I had expected. Yet, how about you? You've only just started working your low-level office job and you're deep in debt. And you go out telling older women to marry you so that they can help you with your problems. You even expect them to pay everything off for you. Disgusting. How could you ever think you had the upper hand on me?
I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean any harm, and I really am terribly sorry for punching you today. I promise that I'll never come around or talk to you ever again. So can you please just stop whatever it is you have planned for me?
I'm well aware you won't ever see me again. But I've already decided on what has to be done, so I can't stop it now. Now, it's getting late. Just make sure you tell the police everything you've done when they arrive, okay? You'll be far better off telling the truth to them than having to be exposed in court. Just after telling her ex that things were over for him, the police arrived and dragged him out of his car to the front of her house. They took him into the county jail and there charged him with assault. The news was also relayed to Roy's workplace and he was promptly fired from his job there. Roy was then found to be really far back on payments towards his house and car and lost both of those to the bank. He also didn't have any money to afford a lawyer, and so he was given one. And when asking his parents to come and help him, they told him they no longer wanted him as their son. At this point, Roy became even deeper in debt and could no longer see himself ever escaping the hell he was in. And since Sarah made it clear that she never wanted to be around him anymore, moved to a new apartment and made sure that the complex was closed and surrounded with different forms of security. So with that, it's very unlikely she'll ever have to think of Roy coming after her again. I'm sure that makes her feel the most relaxed she's felt in a long while. All she hopes for now is that Roy learns his mistakes in jail and that he one day can become an adult like the rest of his age group.
Well, my boss invited me, so I'll be going on another resort trip this weekend. It's just for business, but still, spending my days off with my boss? Seriously, it's such a drag.
What? Again? Isn't that a bit too much? You've been going away all the time these last few months, haven't you? Don't you think it's about time you took a break? I mean, even if it's a resort trip.
I guess so, but it's not like I dislike going to a resort. I don't mind it, and since it's for work, there's no point in complaining about it, right?
True, but still, it feels like we hardly have any time together as a couple. And remember, we had plans to visit my parents this weekend. You said you'd come with me.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's not like I'm choosing this over you. I have work commitments too, you know? You can go to your parents' house by yourself. Even if I go, it would just be for show. The kids will be happy just to see my face for a bit.
I get that it might seem trivial to you, but don't you think the kids would want to spend some time with their dad? And honestly, going back home with the kids alone is no walk in the park for me. You've never had to take care of them on your own, so you wouldn't understand.
Come on, saying you have a hard time with the kids when you can have such adorable children all to yourself is really a spoiled complaint, don't you think?
If you think it's just about how cute the kids are, then that proves you're not really involved in raising them. It's not just about them being cute. There are plenty of challenges that come with it, too.
If the kids heard you say that, they'd be so upset. Seriously, you sound like a pretty terrible mother.
If you think you can handle it better, then why don't you try doing it yourself? Stop enjoying your trips with your boss and take the kids on a trip by yourself at least once. Or even just stay home and take care of them alone for a bit. Trust me, you'll regret saying that.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? You have no idea how difficult it is to travel with my boss. That's why you can say such things. I'm not going on trips with my friends. It's all really stressful.
I used to go on those kinds of trips before we had kids too, you know. But ever since the kids were born, it's always been me taking care of them because you can't handle it alone, right? Realistically speaking, traveling with my boss just isn't something I can do without your support. So tell me, if I said, hey, I'm going on another 2-night resort trip with my boss, so can you take care of the kids? Would you really do that? Because I'm juggling work, house chores, and parenting over here. It's not easy for me.
Ugh, you're so annoying. It's because you always act like you're so put upon that I don't want to help. If you'd just keep your mouth shut, I might actually want to help out. It's the way you say things that makes me want to back off.
First of all, what do you mean by helping? Parenting is something we should do together, especially since both of us work. Do you think it's normal for me to be the one solely responsible for the kids just because I'm a woman? You're not just here to help. You should be taking an active role. The very idea that I have to ask for help is what's wrong here.
Oh, you're so damn annoying. If you have complaints, go home to your parents and tell them. Anyways, I have to work with my boss this weekend. I'm not coming home, so don't bother contacting me.
This conversation is going nowhere. Hey, answer your phone. This is an emergency. I just rushed to leave you a voicemail. Why haven't you responded at all? Right now, all of our family members are rushing to the hospital, and we need you here too. You have to come as soon as you see this message. It's really serious. We're all very worried, and it's important that you get here as quickly as possible. The situation is critical, and we don't know what's going to happen. It's really dangerous, and the last thing we need is for anyone to delay in getting here. The kids are with me, so just come straight to the hospital without stopping at home. We'll be waiting for you here, and I know it's a lot to ask, but it's important that we're all together right now. Please understand how urgent this is. I wouldn't be calling you like this if it weren't a serious situation. I really need your support right now, and the kids need their dad too. They're scared, and we all want to be there for each other during this tough time. It's moments like this that remind us of how important family is, and we can't do this without you. So please, as soon as you get this message, drop everything and head over to the hospital. We're all really counting on you to be here with us. I can't stress enough how crucial it is that you come. I'll keep you updated on what's happening as soon as I can, but right now just focus on getting here. We need to stick together as a family in times like this. Please hurry.
I'm so tired. Traveling with my boss is exhausting. And what's with this mountain of messages? I got your voicemail and it sounded so dramatic. You were like, your mother is in critical condition. Come to the hospital immediately. It felt like something straight out of a drama series. By the way, where have you been? Today was supposed to be the day you were coming home, and yet there's no food prepared at home?
Oh, you finally returned. Well, I'm at my parents' place letting the kids rest. Honestly, I'm surprised you managed to come back from your trip considering the situation.
And about your mom being in critical condition? I really don't care. You were just on vacation, weren't you? Are you still lounging around at your parents' house? Lucky you. So what's going on with the old lady? Not that it has anything to do with me.
We just finished my mother-in-law's funeral. We're currently gathered here to talk things over.
Wait, what? Your mother-in-law? Hold on a second. Are you saying that your mother-in-law is actually my mother?
Yes, that's right. Didn't your dad call you? He mentioned he left you a message, too.
Huh? My dad did send me a message saying to come home right away and go to the hospital, but...
So you were blocking your communications from your relatives? That explains why I hadn't heard anything. I guess you were too busy worrying about how to manage your trip with your boss, huh?
Well, of course. I'd find it annoying if I were getting all these bothersome messages from my family while I'm with my boss. Wait a second, are you seriously telling me that it's my mother?
I've been telling you that. We've been extremely busy with the funeral arrangements. I tried to contact you so you could see her one last time, but instead, You decided to ignore all the messages and just enjoy your vacation, only to come back now. Honestly, even your family is at a loss for words about it.
I know, but I didn't think something like this would happen.
But your mom had been suffering from heart issues for a long time, right? It was bound to get worse. When I got the call saying she had taken a turn for the worse and was in critical condition, you should have come right away. If you had, you could have seen her one last time.
I can't believe this happened! Mom!
I'll be heading back home with the kids once everything settles down here, so you're an adult, just take care of yourself for now. You had no idea how hard it's been trying to juggle everything. While you were off enjoying your trip, I was dealing with the kids and the situation here. I can't believe you didn't think to check your messages and respond sooner.
I didn't think it would turn out like this! I thought we had more time!
You really should have been more aware. It's not just about your vacation. You have responsibilities and family to think about. The least you could do is check in, especially when things are serious. You may be relaxed right now, but the reality is that life doesn't stop for anyone.
I get that, okay? I really do, but sometimes I just need a break from all of this.
I understand needing a break, but there's a time and a place for everything. When family is involved, especially with such grave matters, you can't just ignore it. I wish you'd been here to support me and the kids when it mattered.
You're right. I should have been more considerate. I just didn't think it would escalate this quickly.
Now it's too late. I hope you realize how important family is and how vital it is to be present during tough times. You can't just turn your back on your responsibilities.
I promise I'll do better next time. I just hope it won't be under these circumstances again.
It's not about making promises now. It's about learning from this experience. Family means being there for each other, no matter the situation. So please try to remember that. Thanks for waiting, Mary. I'm all set over here. Kaylin, thank you so much. You got here much faster than I expected. This really helps me out. Right? I mean, this is a big deal for you, so of course I'm going to move quickly to help. But I really can't believe that guy. He's unbelievable. I appreciate it. I truly do. At first I was completely overwhelmed and didn't know what to think. But now everything is starting to connect, you know? It feels like I can finally make sense of it all. Yeah, I get that. I was hesitant about whether or not to tell you at first, too, but I really want you to find happiness. You've been doing so much on your own with the kids. It's a relief that it finally turned out this way. Kaylin, I can't thank you enough for everything. Oh, it's nothing, really, but seriously, the world feels small sometimes, doesn't it? So, are you prepared for what's coming next? Are you really going to follow through and put an end to this? Absolutely. I know that this is the best outcome for me. I see. Well, that's great. Then let's stick to the plan and go for it. I'm honestly looking forward to this. I can hardly contain my excitement. It's like all the pieces are finally falling into place and I'm ready to take action. I've been waiting for the right moment to make my move, and now that I have your support, I feel much more confident. Knowing that I have someone like you in my corner makes all the difference. You know how much I've struggled with this situation, and just thinking about finally putting it behind me fills me with hope. I can't wait to reclaim my life and start fresh without all this baggage holding me back. This is going to be a turning point for me, and I'm ready to embrace whatever comes next. Let's do this together and make it happen. I've got your back just like you've got mine through this entire process. So let's get everything organized and take the first step. I'm ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead with newfound determination.
By the way, I've got another golf trip with my boss next weekend. I was sleeping when you came back yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you.
Wait, what? Again? How can you even think about going on another trip after everything that's happened? Your mother is in such a serious condition because you were away on vacation. Don't you think it's time to take a break from all this traveling?
I do think about it, but what can I do? It's a work obligation, and I have no choice but to go. Plus, especially in times like this, I want to forget everything for a while and just have some fun. And you shouldn't be complaining about things at a time like this.
You did tell your boss about your mother's situation, right? He's still inviting you despite everything? That says a lot about him, too.
Huh? What do you know about my boss? It's fine if you want to criticize me, but don't speak ill of my boss.
What are you talking about? You've told him you had kids, right? If he knows you have a wife and children, he's still inviting you out. That's just disrespectful.
Shut up! We've got our own circumstances here. I'm in a good position with my boss, so there's nothing I can do about it.
That makes it even worse. Can't you just tell him that your wife is upset? Were you in such a position that you couldn't say that?
Talking to you is pointless. Seriously, you're such a difficult person to deal with. It's like you've completely changed since you got married and had kids.
I think you're the one who changed me. Don't you realize it? You act like nothing has changed in your life despite having kids, living your life like you're still single. How long do you think you can go on like this, expecting to be taken care of like a child? Don't you understand that you're a parent now?
Oh, right. So everything is my fault, huh? Just go ahead and be friendly with the kids. I'll be off having fun with my boss while you're at it.
Fine, I get it.
What are you thinking? Why are you in a place like this?
That's what I was going to ask you. What are you doing sneaking into a married woman's house while her husband is away on a business trip and having a cozy overnight getaway, just the two of you? Looks like you're not even in the same company and you're not going out golfing either. What happened to that supposed golf trip with your boss?
Are you kidding me? You weren't following me, were you?
Well, technically speaking, it wasn't me. I just had a professional investigator check things out for me. And it turns out you were having yet another overnight getaway at your girlfriend's house today. So I thought this is ridiculous and decided to crash the party.
The audacity! You're the one who should be saying that! Your girlfriend must have been so shocked that she started crying, right?
At a time like this, you're still worried about her? Oh, this is hilarious. You came out half naked, for crying out loud. Sure, I had my friend ring the doorbell so you wouldn't know I was here, but still. How could you be so foolish? It's disgusting. There's no way out of this, is there?
By the way, why are my relatives here with you?
I brought them along. Just showing evidence wasn't going to cut it. They said it must have been a misunderstanding. So I asked them to come to the scene with me. That way they could see the undeniable proof with their own eyes, right?
You've got to be kidding me! How did it come to this?
That's what I was about to say. Could you bring your girlfriend out here already? If you don't want to talk outside, then just let us in the house. We can all have a nice chat together, can't we?
Are you insane? There's no way I could accept such a chaotic situation.
But you're the one who created this chaos. You left the kids with me, and here you are cozying up with your girlfriend. As a father, as a man, and as a human being, you're the lowest of the low.
Well, that's because ever since you became a mother, you've been all about the kids. You've lost any charm or femininity you might have had, so it's no wonder.
You think that's a valid excuse for your actions? I have every right to want to protect the child I brought into this world with my life, and I believe that wholeheartedly. If we could have co-parented together, maybe I could have felt like a woman again. But you've done nothing but come home and leave all the cooking, cleaning, and child rearing to me, while you play with the kids only when they're in a good mood. You sit there fiddling with your phone instead of helping with their studies. I simply don't have the time to deal with a pathetic man like you. If you wanted attention, you should have made time for me.
There's no need to pile it on like that. How did you even figure this out?
You underestimate a woman's intuition, don't you? The moment you started going out more, I felt something was off. You stopped wanting to be intimate, and then there were those little moments where you'd compare me to other women. You really had no idea you were doing that, did you?
Huh? Was I doing that?
Yes, you were. And then, just at that time, I started getting tips about you. They said you were at a resort with another woman. You'd go to popular resorts, so of course my friends would see you. This world is much smaller than you think, you know.
Wait, I was being seen like that?
Yep, and that's when I became convinced. But since I thought that alone would not be enough proof, I got my friends and a private investigator involved to prepare for a solid case against you.
A case? What do you mean? We're married, right?
We are married, huh? You're the one who betrayed me, so who are you to talk? I've been putting up with your betrayal all this time. When I told you that it was unreasonable for someone to invite you knowing that you had a wife and kids, I was angry for my beloved girlfriend, wasn't I? Just go ahead and do whatever you want because I am getting a divorce.
What? But the kids are involved too. Don't you think it's cruel for them if we divorce?
It's better for them to grow up in a warm, loving home rather than living with a father who's a traitor and watching his dysfunctional relationship with their mother.
Why would you say something like that?
Because you act so selfishly. I will definitely be filing for alimony, and as soon as the other husband gets back, I'll be talking to him. You're getting divorced from me, and you can deal with your life afterward as you please. I'll be sure to claim a hefty alimony from you, and of course you'll be paying child support too.
Stop it! This is all because you stopped being a woman. You just wanted to spend time with another woman, didn't you? You have some responsibility in this too.
Do you think I'm just going to let that slide? I'm managing everything while also taking care of 2 kids. Why do I have to continue to deal with someone who can't even take care of the children or help with the household chores?
Dealing?
I am working without any time off. If you wanted my attention, you should have saved some energy for it. You come home fiddling with your phone, eat the food I made without a second thought, take long, relaxing baths in the bathroom I scrubbed clean, and sit there looking satisfied at the faces of the children I struggled to put to bed, pretending to be a father. You're a worthless man.
You don't need to say it like that.
I'm doing everything. And you expect me to be your night partner too? If you want me to keep looking beautiful by putting on makeup and taking care of my hair and skin, then you better start making time for me to do that. I am barely managing to keep myself alive and care for the children. And you think you can just go off and satisfy your own desires with other women? You don't deserve to call yourself a father.
I'm sorry, I messed up. Just don't make this a bigger deal than it is. Please don't tell her husband. I'll do my best from now on.
I don't have the space in my heart to accept the dirty person you've become. You are a criminal who broke the law, so make sure you pay for your actions. It is pathetic how you keep worrying about yourself. Oh, and just so you know, my punishments won't end here. I'll make sure to report this to your workplace as well. You were supposed to be on a trip with your boss, so we need to confirm that, don't we?
Wait, please stop. Anything but that. I'm working hard for my promotion. If you ruin that for me, my future.
Have you realized the extent of what you've done before you started talking? You have no idea how much you've hurt me. You're sacrificing the children for your own desires. Finally, my husband lowered his head, ready to admit his faults, something that took far too long. Initially, I thought he would allow me and my relatives to enter his home so that we could have a serious discussion about the situation at hand. However, to my shock and a certain degree of satisfaction, he was outright punched by her father as soon as he arrived. Witnessing that confrontation was a bizarre mix of emotions, but I must admit it left me feeling quite satisfied. It was a cathartic moment, especially considering all the pain and betrayal I'd been experiencing. The woman in question came to me and apologized deeply, going so far as to kneel before me in a gesture of contrition. I could see the remorse in her eyes as she bowed her head, trying to express her regret for what had transpired. However, I could not simply accept her apology at face value, for I had a child whose future was now entangled in this mess. My heart ached as I thought about how our lives had been turned upside down due to the actions of these adults who seemed to act without considering the consequences. Understanding the gravity of our predicament, I made it crystal clear to her husband just how frivolous she had been in her actions with my husband. I felt it was essential for him to know the full extent of what had happened, the betrayals and the disloyalty that had transpired between them. It wasn't merely a matter of emotions, it was a violation of trust that had ramifications affecting not only the adults involved, but also the innocent children caught in the crossfire. As we engaged in this painful discussion, I realized that she seemed to be a full-time housewife, dedicating her life to maintaining her home and caring for her family. However, her world had turned upside down when her husband filed for divorce, a decision that had consequences not only for her, but also for everyone else involved. I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions watching her situation unfold. It was ironic that we both found ourselves in such unfortunate circumstances, albeit in different ways. After her husband left her, my husband faced his own set of consequences. I had reported the affair to my company, which led to my husband being reassigned to a remote location. This drastic change in his work situation felt like a punishment that fit the crime. But it was also a bitter reminder that we were both paying for the choices made in moments of weakness and poor judgment. It was as if fate had dealt us both a harsh hand, forcing us to start down a path of disappointment and regret. In our conversation, I made sure to emphasize that this situation wasn't merely a fleeting moment of weakness. It had lasting repercussions that would follow us for years to come. I needed her to understand that while she sought forgiveness, the consequences of her actions extended far beyond a simple apology. My husband and I were now living in the fallout of their indiscretions, and it was our child who would ultimately bear the brunt of this turmoil. The stakes were high, and I couldn't allow myself to become lost in anger and revenge. As I spoke, I could see the emotions flickering across her face. Guilt, sorrow, and perhaps a hint of realization that her actions had not only harmed me, but had also disrupted her own life and family. The weight of her decisions was heavy, and I sensed that she was beginning to grasp the far-reaching effects of what she had done. It was a complex web of emotions that we were both navigating, filled with resentment and a yearning for understanding. I recounted the moments that had led to this confrontation, recalling how my husband had initially been evasive about his feelings, how he had made excuses, and how I, in turn, had been forced to confront the reality of our fractured relationship. The betrayal stung deeply, but this encounter felt like a necessary step towards resolution, or at least towards closure. We were both feeling the fallout from the choices made by those we trusted, and it was a painful yet pivotal moment. As she listened to my words, I could see her processing the information, reflecting on her own role in this saga. She began to share her perspective, explaining her frustrations and the feelings of neglect within her marriage. I listened patiently, allowing her to express herself, knowing that understanding her viewpoint was crucial in moving forward. While I sympathized with her feelings of loneliness and isolation, I couldn't let that cloud my judgment regarding the choices she had made that had led us to this point. Her story mirrored my own in some ways, and it was a stark reminder that unhappiness in a relationship can lead people to make choices they might not otherwise consider. We were both victims of our circumstances, yet I felt an overwhelming need to assert that her choices were hers alone. I wouldn't let her actions undermine the seriousness of what had transpired. The damage had been done, and acknowledging that was the first step in seeking a resolution. As the conversation continued, we both began to reflect on the changes our lives had taken. She spoke of her dreams and aspirations that had been sidelined due to the pressures of family life and the neglect she felt from her husband. In turn, I shared my struggles with maintaining stability for my child amidst the chaos. We found common ground in our shared experiences of loss, even if the roots of our problems were different. It was an unexpected connection forged through our pain. The meeting felt transformative in many ways, as we moved from being adversaries to allies in understanding our struggles. I felt a strange sense of solidarity with her, realizing that we were both navigating a rocky path filled with uncertainty and disappointment. Our conversations morphed from accusations into discussions about how we could both move forward, despite the hurt that lingered in the air. After we shared our stories, we noticed a shift in her demeanor. The tears in her eyes were replaced with a semblance of understanding and acceptance. She grasped the weight of her actions, and I could tell that she was beginning to process the implications of her choices. This encounter was not merely about seeking revenge or an apology. It had become a moment of shared understanding, an acknowledgement of the complexity of our lives. In the end, we parted ways with a newfound sense of respect for each other. It wasn't a resolution to all our problems, But it was a step toward acknowledging the reality we faced. I felt lighter somehow, as if shedding some of the burdens that had weighed me down for so long. While our paths were fraught with difficulties, we both understood that moving forward would require honesty, introspection, and the willingness to confront consequences of our own actions. As I walked away from that encounter, I felt a surge of determination. I knew I had to focus on rebuilding my life and securing a better future for my child. The challenges ahead would be significant, but I was ready to face them head-on, equipped with the knowledge that I was not alone in this journey. There was a shared understanding between us now, a recognition of our struggles, and perhaps, just perhaps, a glimmer of hope for what lay ahead. Reflecting on everything that had transpired, I realized that forgiveness was not an easy path, but it was essential for my own healing. I understood that I had to move forward, and I would have to let go of the anger and resentment that had consumed me for so long. It was a difficult realization, but it was necessary for my peace of mind. Our children were innocent in all of this, yet they were the ones who would suffer from the mistakes. Thinking about the future, I began to formulate a plan for myself and my child. I wanted to ensure that they grew up in a loving and stable environment, free from the chaos and uncertainty that had characterized our lives repeatedly. It was crucial for me to provide them with the support and guidance they needed to navigate their own lives, and that meant prioritizing their well-being above all else. The road ahead would be challenging, but I was determined to face it with courage and resilience. I knew I couldn't change the past, but I could shape the future for myself and my child. Through hard work and determination, I would strive to create a better life for us both. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was ready to pursue it with all my heart. I just can't accept that my genius mother, who aims for the medical school, is a high school dropout. It infuriates me. How dare you, a person of such low academic standing, pretend to be a mother? I absolutely hate you. Oh, here we go again. Samantha, you do realize that just aiming for something doesn't make you a genius, right? Anyone can aspire to be something even without being exceptionally talented. Plus, you're already over 20 and have repeated a year. What? Age has nothing to do with genius. And you know what? I learned from Dad that you're a high school dropout. The reason I'm not passing the exams is that your blood is holding me back. Samantha, I understand that you're feeling angry and want to take it out on someone, but don't you think that's a bit too much? It sounds completely unreasonable. But it's impossible for someone as brilliant as I am to fail the medical school entrance exam 3 times. How much longer are you going to keep dragging me down? I'm not trying to drag you down, you know. I genuinely think it depends on your efforts. Huh? Are you saying it's my fault for failing the medical school entrance exam? Well, yes, I suppose I am. After all, you're the one taking the exam and failing it. You could try to come up with other excuses, but the primary reason lies with you. What are you talking about? You're just shifting responsibility. How can you say something like that? Would it kill you to say something a little more supportive? Aren't you supposed to be my mother? But I think it's better to tell you the truth. It's more important than sugarcoating things. Samantha, as your mother, I truly want to be a support for you, even when you say terrible things to me every day. That's why I want to confront you directly without holding back. What do you mean you love me? It's unbelievable that my mother has such a low academic background. It's laughable how someone like you can lecture others. What do you want, Samantha? By belittling me like that, what do you hope to achieve? I want you to get out of my life. You're not needed in my life. Oh, you really do say sad things, don't you? And can't you please stop begging Dad for money? Huh? What are you talking about? Don't act all innocent. It's pointless. I know that you're borrowing a large sum of money from Dad, okay? He might stay silent about it, but I've seen him regularly prepare cash and leave the house, making sure it's not noticed by me doing the handover outside, right? Bart would say something like that? Don't you dare casually call my dad by his name. Well, he is my husband, so I can call him by his name. But is that story true? Preparing cash and going out? I've seen him putting tens of thousands of yen in an envelope multiple times. It always happens when you're not at home. So you're the one receiving it outside, right? Just because Dad works for a prestigious company and earns a high salary doesn't mean he has money to waste on you. I have to talk to Bart about this. Just get out of here.
So what's this about? You said you had something to talk about? I'm working right now, so could you keep it short?
Well, it might just be me overthinking things, but I heard something from Samantha. She mentioned that you've been putting cash in an envelope and leaving the house regularly. Is there something going on?
Huh?
Samantha seems to think that I'm the one asking you for money. But is there something else going on?
What are you talking about? Look, I'm an adult, all right? There are times when I just need cash for certain things, that's all.
Maybe that's true, but you know how sharp Samantha is. She notices everything. It's hard to ignore her when she picks up on these things.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? She must be confused or something. I don't have any secrets.
Are you sure? This is really just a misunderstanding, right? There's nothing questionable about what you're doing?
Questionable? What's that supposed to mean? There are plenty of times when having cash on hand is just necessary. Like paying bills, for example.
But as far as I know, the household bills are set up to be automatically withdrawn from my account.
Right. Well, either way, I'm not doing anything wrong, I promise.
There's something else I should tell you. Yesterday, a woman came to our house. She asked for you by name. Is Bart here, she said?
What?
I told her you weren't home, and she just said she'd come back another time. She specifically asked me to tell you Bailey came by, and then she left.
You're serious? Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I'm sorry, I meant to bring it up last night, but I forgot. Do you think this woman might be related to the cash withdrawals you're making?
Wait, what are you getting at? I don't know any woman like that. This has to be a case of mistaken identity.
But she specifically asked for Bart. She was very clear about it.
Then it must be someone from work, all right? Probably one of our employees, or maybe a former client or something like that.
Well, if that's the case, wouldn't she have used your last name? Instead, she called herself Bailey. And honestly, if she's work-related, why would she know our home address?
Damn it, this is ridiculous. I told you I don't know her. Now I really need to get back to work.
Hey, Samantha, can you explain what exactly is going on here? Oh, you must have gotten back to the house. Why is all of my stuff gone? What on earth happened? Well, the thing is, we decided it was time to kick you out. You must have been getting in the way of my studies, and honestly, a high school dropout like you isn't suitable to be my mom anyway. Kicking me out? What did Bart say about this? Of course, Dad was totally on board. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten this far. We've decided to sell all your stuff and use the money to help cover our living expenses. So that's why Bart's been leaving my messages on read and not replying? Things have gotten complicated, haven't they? No, it's really quite simple. You're getting kicked out of the house and that's it. All your stuff is gone from here anyway, so you might as well leave right away. Did you really hate me that much? Obviously, it's miserable having a loser like you as my mother. If you're gone, I'll definitely be able to get into med school right away. Plus, it'll be great to not have a freeloading parasite who barely earns anything but eats up all the money. This is really going too far. I have tried my best to understand you, to be patient, but I can't tolerate this any longer. Oh, is that so? But what exactly can a lowlife like you do? Just go live strong and independent after we've abandoned you. You're just a failure of a mother after all. Well, it's not like I was really your true mother anyway. Because your real mother is that other woman. What? That other woman? My real mother? What are you even talking about? Listen, Samantha, the truth is I'm not actually your biological mother. You're your father's child from a previous relationship.
What? Really?
Yes, I never thought I needed to tell you before, and I didn't feel it was necessary. But since we're breaking off our parent-child relationship, I might as well tell you now.
You're kidding. This is actually amazing news, huh?
Is that so? I figured you might say something like that.
Well, obviously. I mean, it's been painful thinking I was actually related by blood to someone as lowly as you. Finding out we're unrelated? This is the best. So let's just never see each other again.
Even though I figured you'd respond like this, hearing you say it still hurts.
But then, who exactly is my real mom? She must be someone super smart, beautiful, and amazing, huh?
Your real mother is a woman named Bailey. She's the one who's been blackmailing Bart and trying to take over our house.
Wait, what? Why would my mom be doing something like that? Are you jealous or something? Give it a rest with these lies.
Bailey has massive debts, so she came back to town, found Bart, and tried to extort money from him. She's been blackmailing him.
Blackmail? With what kind of leverage?
Your father's having an affair. And not just with anyone, it's with the only daughter of one of his company's major clients.
What?
Bailey happened to come across some evidence of the affair. Since she was in desperate need of money, she decided to use it to blackmail Bart. As you know, Bart works at a prestigious company. If this affair were to come to light, his career would be ruined in an instant.
Dad, an affair? Well, given that his wife is a loser like you, I guess I can understand why he'd want to cheat.
You have a really terrible personality, Samantha. You honestly need serious help.
Wait, so what happens to us now? What is Bailey planning to do next?
I have no idea, and besides, we're no longer family, are we?
But
I need to start looking for a new place to live, so I'll be going now. I'll miss you, but try to stay strong.
Wait! Dad, hey, I heard from Mom. She told me that my real mother is someone named Bailey. Is that true?
What? Jessica actually told you that? Did she tell you anything else?
Yeah. She also told me that Bailey has proof of your affair and that she's blackmailing you with it. Apparently she's been demanding money from you because of it?
Forget everything that woman told you. It's all lies. Do you hear me? Everything is a total lie. You understand that, right?
But
Samantha, are you really gonna believe anything a lowlife like Jessica says? Look at her. She's a high school dropout, barely getting by with a part-time job. She's nothing like me. We're not even in the same social league. Who are you gonna trust, her or me?
then who exactly is Bailey? I've seen you leave the house with cash in an envelope before. And recently there have been women showing up at the door that I don't even recognize, ringing the doorbell.
There is no Bailey. You're my daughter, mine and Jessica's. Everything you've been told is completely fabricated. You mustn't believe any of it. Got it?
All right, I understand.
What the hell did you do? How could you possibly tell Samantha everything? Did you even stop to think about how she might feel when she learns the truth? She could be devastated by this.
Oh, spare me the drama. Don't pretend you care about her feelings. You're only worried about yourself. That's the real issue here, isn't it?
Shut your mouth. Why do you even know about Bailey? I never told you anything about her.
I mentioned that a woman named Bailey came to our house. When she was here, I took the opportunity to ask her a few questions, and she revealed quite a lot to me. She told me about your affair.
Hold on a second. You're actually believing her? She could be lying to manipulate you.
From her perspective, I'm not her enemy, so she has no reason to lie to me. She even shared some details about how horrible you were when we got married.
What? You can't just take her word for it.
The reason for our divorce was your infidelity, Bart. You used your connections to intimidate Bailey and forced her to give you her child. You wanted to raise a perfect child to enhance your own status. I can only imagine how you manipulated her into doing what you wanted.
And what proof do you have that any of this is true?
Are you really that clueless? She has all the evidence she needs. If she wanted to, she could ruin you whenever she wanted.
What?
Right now, she's just playing with you. She's probably thinking that after she squeezes every last penny out of you, she'll drop all the evidence.
You have to know her. Please, just talk to her. I'm genuinely sorry for everything I've done. I'll apologize as much as she wants. Just get her to stop this.
You have some nerve asking me for help after you kicked me out of the house.
Kicked you out? What are you talking about?
You really don't know? My things are gone from the house. Samantha told me Dad and I decided to kick you out. I'm done with this. I'm moving back to my parents' place.
What? Did she actually do that? I was just joking about it. I never meant to kick you out.
It doesn't matter. The fact is, I've been thrown out regardless of what you intended. I'm exhausted with this entire situation.
Please, just convince Bailey to stop. I'll pay her whatever she wants. I can't deal with this threat anymore.
You're going to have to handle that yourself. You created this mess.
But you have to understand, I was only trying to manage things. I never wanted it to come to this.
Well, it has come to this. You think it's all about you, but Samantha's caught up in the middle. You're so wrapped up in your own issues that you don't even see how it affects her.
I know. I didn't want her to get hurt, but this is all out of control.
Exactly, and you brought this on yourself. Maybe if you had thought about the consequences of your actions, we wouldn't be in this position.
I was stupid. I see that now. I never thought it would go this far.
Well, it did, and now we're both suffering because of your choices. I have to think about Samantha now. She's the one who needs to be protected from all of this chaos.
You think I don't care about her? I do. I just didn't want it to end up like this.
But it has. You need to own up to your mistakes. It's time to face the truth, Bart. Running away from it won't help anyone.
So what do you want me to do? Just sit here and wait for Bailey to destroy everything?
No, you need to confront this head on. Talk to Bailey, but be honest this time. Stop pretending everything is fine when it's not.
And if she won't listen? What if she doesn't care about my apologies?
Then you'll have to deal with the consequences of your actions. You made this mess. It's up to you to clean it up.
I just want to protect Samantha. She doesn't deserve any of this.
Exactly, so start acting like it. Be a father for once and stop thinking only of yourself.
You're right. I'll do whatever it takes to make this right.
I hope you mean that because we're all counting on you to step up.
I will. I promise. I'll talk to Bailey and make this right no matter what it takes. Samantha, why did you do something unnecessary? Who do you think you're living off of?
What? What do you mean, who do you think you're living off of? What's going on here? Dad? What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong? How could you kick Jessica out? You have no idea how complicated things have become because of your actions.
But Dad, you agreed with me, didn't you? I thought you'd be happy that I took that step.
What are you even talking about? How old are you? Are you really that stupid, still acting like a child even after turning 20? I've been pouring money into your medical school trying to support your future as a doctor. I wish I'd never bothered to fight for custody if this is how it's going to turn out.
Dad, is this really you?
If you hadn't kicked Jessica out, there might still have been some hope left. But now it's over. There's no one who can stop Bailey from doing what she wants. Your future is finished too. I'm done supporting you financially.
Wait, please, I get it. I'll bring Bailey back. Just don't abandon me, Dad, please.
I don't care. I'm already on the brink of destruction myself. As for you, I lost all hope the moment you failed your exams twice. You're an adult now. You can fend for yourself. Do your best to survive.
Please wait, Dad, I'm begging you. Hey, I'm really sorry.
Oh, it's rare for you to apologize. What's brought this on?
I've been abandoned by Dad. Everything Mom said was true. He only thinks about himself.
Oh my, calling me Mom now? Well, that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? But it does make me happy to hear you say that.
Right? I've misunderstood you until now, but from now on I'll do my best to be a good daughter, Mom.
Well, even with that, it doesn't mean we get a happy ending here.
What do you mean?
Don't you think that just because you and I made up, everything is okay? What you did isn't something that can be fixed with just an apology.
I understand that. That's why I want to keep apologizing until you forgive me.
What are you saying? Apologies won't change anything. No matter how many times you apologize, it'll be useless. 0 times anything is still 0, you know. You want to go to medical school, yet you don't even understand basic math?
No, then what should I do?
It's simple. You'll have to compensate me for the things you carelessly threw away.
Okay, that sounds fair. Yes, I'll pay. I promise I will.
Just remember, there were many important items in what you threw away that I used for work. If you plan to compensate me for everything, it's going to add up to quite a bit of money. Are you really okay with that?
That's... but I'll manage. I really will. I'm genuinely remorseful.
Oh, is that so? Well, then I'll also need to get compensated for emotional distress. After all, I've been insulted by you repeatedly.
Emotional distress? How much is that going to be?
Well, I'll have to talk to my lawyer about it.
A lawyer? Isn't that a bit too extreme?
Of course not. I've been deeply hurt by this whole situation. Plus, you'll need to have a considerable amount of money for yourself, won't you? You'll need to find a new place to live, after all.
Wait, no, but I already have a home.
Bart is going to face ruin soon. He'll be drowning in debt.
What do you mean?
Once that happens, that house will be taken by the bank in no time.
So, does that mean I'll be living with you?
I have no interest in living with strangers.
Strangers? But that's... Please, wait a moment.
Give it up. You'll pay me compensation and then we'll part ways.
That's so cruel. I mean, you may not be my biological mother, but you're still a mother figure to me.
Oh, really? Well, let me tell you one last important thing as your mother. You've blamed your failures in medical school on my genes, but since we're not blood related, that's incorrect. It's simply a matter of your own lack of effort. You need to remember that.
But I really tried.
Did you? Because if you did, you would have succeeded. Excuses won't get you anywhere.
I know. But please, can't we just start fresh? I want to make things right.
Starting fresh is fine, but it doesn't erase the past. You have to understand that.
I do. I really do. I just want a chance to prove it to you.
Proving it will take time, and it's not just going to happen overnight.
I'm willing to put in the effort. I just need your support.
Support comes with accountability. You need to take responsibility for your actions first.
Okay, I understand. I'll take responsibility. Just please don't give up on me.
It's not about giving up on you. It's about making sure you learn and grow from this. Life doesn't come easy, Samantha.
I get it. I'll work hard to make things right. I promise.
Good. Just remember, it's not just about saying you're sorry. It's about showing it through your actions.
I will. I'll show you that I can be better, that I can make you proud.
Then let's see if you can follow through on those words. Actions speak louder than words, after all. I made the difficult decision to block Samantha's phone number and sever all communication with her. This choice came after much deliberation and reflection on the state of our relationship, which had become increasingly complicated and strained over time. Initially, our connection had been filled with warmth and laughter, moments where we could lose ourselves in each other's company, sharing dreams and aspirations. However, as the months wore on, those happy moments became overshadowed by misunderstandings, disagreements, and an ever-growing sense of dissatisfaction that hung over us like a dark cloud. I found myself constantly questioning the dynamics between us, wondering where it had all gone wrong and what had led us to this point of no return. The act of blocking her number was not just a simple gesture, it felt like a declaration of independence. It was a way to reclaim my life and my mental well-being after months of emotional turmoil and uncertainty. I had poured so much of myself into the relationship, and it had started to feel like I was losing my identity, my sense of self. I knew deep down that Samantha needed to learn how to be self-sufficient and independent. I had supported her through various challenges, but it became evident that my constant presence had allowed her to rely on me too heavily, stunting her growth as an individual. As I made this decision, I felt a tumultuous mix of relief and sorrow. The relief came from finally taking a stand for myself, while the sorrow stemmed from the painful acknowledgement that it had to come to this. I had loved Samantha deeply, and it was painful to acknowledge that despite our best efforts, we had drifted apart. In the back of my mind, I hoped that this separation would lead her to reflect on her life choices, enabling her to learn the importance of self-reliance and responsibility. I wanted her to find her own strength and resilience in the face of adversity, understanding that true independence often arises from overcoming challenges. Navigating through the emotional landscape of our breakup was not an easy journey. I sought comfort in my close friends and family, those steadfast allies who had been my support system throughout our relationship. They had seen the ebbs and flows of my emotional state, often sensing the underlying tension that had been building between Samantha and me. Over cups of coffee and long discussions, they encouraged me to focus on my own needs and happiness, emphasizing that it was time for me to prioritize myself. Their unwavering support reminded me that I was not alone in this journey, that I was surrounded by people who cared deeply for my well-being. During this time, I decided to take a step back from romantic pursuits, giving myself the space I needed to heal. I wanted to focus on rediscovering who I was outside of a relationship, to reconnect with my passions and interests that had taken a back seat during my time with Samantha. I felt a yearning to reclaim my individuality, to embrace the aspects of myself that had been overshadowed by our dynamic. This process of self-discovery became crucial as I navigated the uncharted waters of life post-breakup. As I worked through the legal aspects of our situation, I sought out alimony and damages that I felt were justified, given the sacrifices I had made during our time together. The process of navigating the legal system was daunting, filled with long meetings, documentation, and negotiations. Each session served as a reminder of the commitment I had made to myself, to reclaim my life and assert my needs. It was not just about the financial compensation, it was about recognizing the emotional toll our relationship had taken on me and ensuring that my voice was heard in the aftermath. While I was dealing with my own emotional upheaval, I learned that Samantha was struggling in her own right. Reports indicated that she had accrued a significant amount of debt, forcing her to abandon her dreams of attending medical school. It was disheartening to hear about her predicament. Even though I had chosen to cut ties, a part of me still cared for her well-being. I understood how crushing financial burdens could be, and I couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for her situation. Samantha's struggles served as a stark reminder of how life can take unexpected turns. It was a lesson in the fragility of dreams and the importance of resilience. I hoped that this challenging period would serve as a catalyst for her growth, pushing her to confront her circumstances with determination and strength. It was my sincere wish that she would find the ability to rise above her difficulties, learning to navigate life's challenges independently. I wanted her to discover her own potential, to harness her abilities and strive toward her goals, even if it meant taking a detour from her original plans. The weight of our shared history lingered heavily in my mind, like an anchor pulling me back into the depths of emotions I was trying to rise above. I often found myself reminiscing about the good times we had shared, the laughter, the inside jokes, the dreams we once had. It was hard to let go of those memories, as they were intertwined with my own growth and experiences. However, I understood that clinging to them would only prolong my pain. As I reflected on our relationship, I came to the realization that we had both changed, evolving into different people with different aspirations and desires. Accepting this reality was a necessary step in my healing process, a step that would allow me to move forward with a clearer perspective. Meanwhile, the fallout from Bart's actions continued to unfold, drawing my attention further into the web of emotional complexity surrounding our circle of friends. It had come to my attention that he had faced severe consequences after Bailey exposed his infidelity. Not only did he lose his job, but he also found himself ostracized from the industry he had once thrived in. This was a significant turn of events, and it forced me to reflect on the complexities of relationships and the unpredictable nature of life. Bart had always presented himself as confident and successful, but the truth had a way of unraveling facades, revealing the vulnerabilities that often lie beneath the surface. Hearing about Bart's downfall stirred mixed feelings within me. On one hand, I felt a sense of justice. On the other, I grappled with the moral implications of reveling in another person's misfortune. His betrayal had caused pain to many, including me, and yet I also recognized that everyone's capable of making mistakes. I found myself in a moral quandary. Was it right to feel satisfaction in his suffering, or should I extend empathy towards someone who had caused so much hurt? As I navigated my emotions, I reminded myself that it was important to remain grounded in my values. I sought to find a balance between acknowledging the pain he had caused while also recognizing the complexities of human nature. I wanted to remain open to the lessons life had to offer, allowing each challenge to shape me into a stronger, more compassionate individual. I understood that empathy was not only a gift I could give to others, but also a gift I could give myself in order to foster my own growth and healing. Reports indicated that Bart had become homeless, and this news shocked me to my core. It felt like a grim culmination of his choices, a harsh reminder that every action has consequences. As I processed this information, I couldn't help but feel conflicted. While I didn't wish ill on him, the reality of his situation evoked a complicated blend of pity and vindication. It was hard to reconcile the idea that someone who had wronged so many was now facing such dire circumstances. I wanted to approach his situation with compassion, but the weight of the betrayal made that a challenging task. Bailey, on the other hand, seemed to find solace in her successful revenge against Bart. She had every right to seek closure after the pain he had inflicted on her, but I could only imagine how empowering it must have felt to watch him face the consequences of his actions. Yet I couldn't shake the feeling that revenge, while temporarily gratifying, often comes with its own set of burdens. I wondered if Bailey would ultimately find peace in her choices, or if the satisfaction would fade over time, leaving her grappling with the emotional aftermath of her decisions. I wanted to reach out to her to see how she was coping with everything, but I also understood that she needed her space. As I contemplated these matters, I realized that navigating relationships often required a delicate balance of empathy, self-protection, and growth. Each person's journey is unique, and while we may not always understand the choices others make, we can learn from our own experiences. I wanted to remain open to the lessons life had to offer, allowing each challenge to shape me into a stronger, more compassionate individual. It became clear to me that my journey toward healing and self-discovery was intertwined with the experiences of those around me, creating a complex tapestry of growth and understanding. During this tumultuous period, I found myself rediscovering the beauty of solitude. There was something empowering about spending time alone, allowing myself the space to reflect on my emotions and thoughts. I began to appreciate the quiet moments, the stillness that came with solitude. I turned off my phone and stepped away from social media, seeking refuge in the simplicity of being present in my own life. I prioritized self-care, engaging in activities that brought me joy and fulfillment. In the midst of this newfound solitude, I discovered the joy of journaling. Writing became a therapeutic outlet for me, allowing me to process my emotions and reflect on my experiences. I poured my heart onto the pages, documenting my thoughts, fears, hopes, and dreams. Each entry was a step toward understanding myself better, a way to untangle the knots of confusion that had formed during my relationship with Samantha. I found comfort in the act of putting pen to paper, as it offered me a sense of clarity and purpose. Through journaling, I began to explore my aspirations, reevaluating what truly mattered to me. I set goals for myself, small, manageable ones that felt attainable yet fulfilling. I started to cultivate a vision for my future, one that was rooted in authenticity and self-discovery. I recognized that the journey ahead would not be without its challenges, but I felt a renewed sense of determination to embrace the possibilities that lay before me. As I ventured further into this journey of self-exploration, I made a conscious effort to step outside of my comfort zone. I sought new experiences, immersed myself in activities that ignited my passion and creativity. I joined local clubs, enrolled in classes, and even volunteered for community projects. Each new endeavor presented an opportunity for connection and growth, a chance to engage with others who shared my interests and values. I found joy in these interactions, creating new friendships that provided a support system as I navigated this transformative period in my life. Amidst all these changes, I was continuously reminded of the importance of living authentically. I wanted to be true to myself, to honor my values and beliefs as I forged ahead. I realized that authenticity is not just about being true to oneself. It also involves embracing vulnerability and allowing oneself to be seen by others. I began to shed the fear of judgment and opened myself up to the possibility of genuine connections with those around me. I sought relationships that felt nurturing and supportive, ones that encouraged mutual growth and understanding. As I reflected on my past, I recognized that every moment of joy, pain, and heartbreak had shaped me into the person I was becoming. I had learned that growth often emerges from the ashes of difficult experiences, and it was crucial to embrace both the light and the shadows of my journey. Each lesson that I learned added depth to my understanding of love, relationships, and self-worth. The relationship with Samantha had taught me valuable lessons about boundaries and self-care. It had shown me the importance of recognizing when to let go, even when it feels painful. I learned that it's okay to prioritize oneself and to walk away from situations that no longer serve one's growth. While the end of our relationship was undoubtedly challenging, it also marked the beginning of a new chapter in my life, one filled with potential and opportunity. In this pursuit of self-fulfillment, I was determined to cultivate a life filled with passion, creativity, and meaningful connections. I wanted to forge a path that aligned with my true self, one that resonated with my values and desires. I held on to the belief that every experience, good or bad, contributes to my growth, shaping me into a more resilient and compassionate individual. As I embarked on this new chapter, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. I was excited to see how my journey unfolded, eager to embrace the challenges and joys that lay ahead. I recognized that life is a continuous cycle of growth and transformation, and I was ready to navigate it with an open heart and adventurous spirit. The world was vast and filled with possibilities, and I intended to seize every opportunity that came my way. I envisioned a future where I could continue evolving, becoming the best version of myself, one step at a time. I wanted to celebrate my victories, both big and small, and honor the journey that had led me to this point. I sought to embrace the complexities of life, welcoming both the joys and challenges that would undoubtedly arise along the way. As the months passed, I remained committed to my personal growth. I surrounded myself with individuals who uplifted and inspired me, fostering relationships that were rooted in respect and mutual support. Together we navigated the intricacies of life, sharing our dreams and aspirations as we encouraged one another to chase after them. I began to explore new avenues of creativity, embracing the artistic expressions that had always resided within me. Whether it was painting, writing, or photography, I found joy in capturing the beauty of life and channeling my emotions into creative endeavors. This newfound passion became an essential part of my identity, allowing me to connect with myself on a deeper level. In this session of self-discovery, I also took time to nurture my physical health. I started exercising regularly, engaging in activities that invigorated my body and mind. Whether it was hiking, dancing, or practicing yoga, each movement became a celebration of life and vitality. I felt in tune with myself, embracing the energy and strength that resided within me.
Hi, Emmett. Are you guys seriously going to be holding a wedding in the middle of nowhere next week? Is it because you guys couldn't afford anywhere?
Oh, hi Elise. We had money to pay for the venue, but don't have that much money like you and Mike.
Of course not. We run a company so we're rich, it's an embarrassment to be related to you guys.
Please don't say that because Luna is your husband's little sister. Don't you love her?
Mike and Luna rarely talk to each other, and also I don't want to waste my time getting to know someone poor.
Did you send me a message because you wanted to say that?
I was just worried about the wedding fee. Were you able to pay for it? I think it costs a lot of money, right?
Well, it did cost a good amount. I might have used up most of my savings.
Oh, so I'm guessing that even if you guys add up all your savings, you'll barely have enough for one wedding, right? I think it's because you guys aren't taking your job seriously.
We might not be giving our all, but it's great working outside in the sun. By the way, you seem really busy working in the city.
Yeah, I need to go a lot of places in one day.
Oh wow, I really respect you.
I'm a businesswoman, unlike you, who just grows vegetables, which anyone can do. You don't understand how hard my job is, right?
Yes, I don't know. Luna and I also really don't go to the city also, so...
If you're a farmer, why not use a truck and do business on your own?
We want to, but we don't know anything about what a salesperson does. All we do is focus on making delicious vegetables.
If you don't know anything about it, then how are you going to sell your vegetables? Wow. Can't believe people like you are going to be part of my family. No wonder Mike doesn't listen to you.
I just don't know things. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, because you didn't graduate college, right? Anyways, I will go now since I've had enough of your stupidness. Good luck with the cheap wedding, which I probably won't go to.
Excuse me?
Did Elise say something to you?
Yeah, how did you know?
You seem a little down.
I actually got a chat from her this morning.
Like, making fun of you? Yeah, she said something like poor farmer. What the hell does she want to do?
I think she's full of herself since she's working at a big city. I mean, I was too when I worked around there when I was younger.
You were young. She's almost 40. Are you serious?
Can you talk to Mike about her and explain how ridiculous she is?
Why? I haven't talked to him for years.
I can talk to him for you. I just thought I needed to tell him because I want to have a better relationship with him. As a family and also business-wise. I just don't want the wedding to be ruined because of her.
It's okay. I will contact him, but can I think about it?
Sure, but why aren't you getting along with him?
It's more like he forgot about us. His missus got successful 10 years ago and he hasn't come home since, so...
Oh, I see. So it's kind of hard to reach him, right? But since you sent an invitation, he might come.
I hope so, but the problem is if he comes, then Elise is coming also. I can't believe that I need to think about a lot of things for my wedding.
Why don't we just relax and watch a movie drinking wine? Sounds good?
Yes. Thanks, Emmett. Today is your wedding. It's the only day you could be the center of attention. Good for you.
Yeah, I've never seen this much people in a very long time, so I'm excited.
What a pitiful life you've lived. But unfortunately, you will not be the center of attention today.
What do you mean?
We don't want to waste our time going to the wedding because we don't belong there.
Wait, we? Who?
Our relatives? We just don't want to breathe the same air.
You are so rude, but just want to say that everyone is here except for you and Mike, actually.
What?
You should know your place before you make fun of others. Who do you think will listen to you?
Wait, everyone is there?
Yes, I'm so glad.
Why would anyone go to a poor farmer's wedding? Everyone betrayed me.
You're not in elementary school, please. No one will listen to you because they're all grown-ups.
Are you telling me that I'm a kid?
Yes, what? Are you not?
Shut up! Do you know who you're talking to? I just want to warn you that I can ruin your life easily, so you shouldn't say things like that.
I don't think you can do that, though.
Excuse me? I work at a big city, unlike you who work in the middle of nowhere. I have connections with a lot of people, so I can make your farm go out of business.
It looks like you're proud of working in a big city, but don't you just work part-time as a deliverer?
What?
It's an important job, I know, but just wondering about the connections you have. You work part-time, so I thought that you wouldn't want to have much people. You started from the end of last year, right?
Can you stop joking around? I'm a businesswoman. I even showed you my business card once.
That business card was a different person of the same name. You probably made a delivery to that company and found out her name was the same as yours when she signed the receipt, so you asked for her business card, right?
How do you know about this?
I heard that you were showing off that business card in various places and also used it to pay taxes, right? You've done things that are so easy to research.
Research? Okay, you know what? I will tell Mike about this. Sorry, but I need to ruin your farm.
Before telling Mike, you need to do something about this. You used a business card that's not even yours. Don't you think that this is a criminal act?
Do you have proof?
Yeah, I met with the real Elise and also talked to the company about this. I'm actually with a lawyer right now to talk about how much damage misuse of this business card is.
Hold up. Lawyer? What?
You used her card to pay later at the bar you go to, since they'll think that you're able to pay, right? Also, you registered on a dating app using her info. You tried to connect with the CEO of different companies. It's not cheating, but what you did is still unforgivable.
Wait, how do you know so much?
The CEO that you met about 2 weeks ago is an acquaintance of mine, and he's here.
What? Are you joking with me now?
No, he divorced his wife 5 years ago, so I thought it was sad and started the dating app. Oh, and he knows Mike also because he used to work under him. He's asking where Mike is, by the way.
Mike is not going.
But it's his little sister's wedding.
Whatever. He is saying that he's not going.
Really? Did you even tell him about this? I think that you threw away the invitations, right? You really don't want to be relatives with a farmer, huh?
Exactly. Wait! I just turned on the TV, but what the heck is this?
Oh, did you see? Since there are celebrities and CEOs of different companies, there are lots of cameras right now.
Wait, I'm so confused right now.
Our vegetables are used at famous restaurants, and we were actually able to write cooking books for our vegetables. I didn't expect it to be this way. I'm so happy.
I can't believe this. Wait, is that Mike on TV?
Yep, Luna contacted him. We're actually business partners because he uses our vegetables for his restaurant. He was pissed that you threw away all the invitations, by the way.
Well, that's because I thought that Luna wasn't close to him.
That doesn't mean that you can throw it away.
I'm so sorry for that. Wait, I'm going to the wedding. I didn't know that you guys were this famous. I want to apologize to Mike also, so I'm going. I have the invitation, so I should be okay, right?
It's going to take a long time to get here from where you live, so I don't think you'll make it on time.
It's okay. I'm going there right now.
Sorry, but the wedding is going to start, and even if you do come, you can't come in. Mike also told me that he's going to divorce you.
What? Wait! I can't believe this! I'm going no matter what! Even though I won't make it to the ceremony, there's the after party!
I told you, you can't come in. You just want to meet people and make connections, right?
Whatever! Tell me the address right now!
You won't know even if I tell you, because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Somehow she was able to make it to our wedding, but since she was a stranger and didn't have the invitation, she couldn't get in. After the ceremony, she apologized to Mike many times, but since there was the incident about the invitation and the dating app, he divorced her. About the misuse of the credit card, the real Elise demanded compensation to the fake Elise, but since fake Elise didn't have any money, she left the city with the granny bike that she used for work. I don't know what she's doing now, but I wonder how she thinks about herself now. On the other hand, we got married and are still successful farmers. Mike and Luna were able to communicate since the wedding, and Mike comes over to hang out sometimes. I'm glad that everything turned out okay.
Are you and your mom going to be getting out of here anytime soon? Why are you both still in this fancy house of mine? I'd like you both out of this house now. You both are disgraces. The thing is, Carmen, I don't think you have any reason to be telling my mom or anyone anything like that. I really don't get how you think you can say that to me when you're both the ones in some stranger's house. This is my house, and yet I'm not able to catch a break with the both of you around. I'm sorry about that, but this place also happens to be my mom's and my house now. Your dad and my mom ended up getting married to one another. So when you think about the fact that we're all family now, you're making a big mistake complaining about us like that. I'm not complaining about you both, though. I am warning you guys. I'm warning you both that it's time to get out of my house now, so how about you start preparing to leave? What do you think you're saying still? If you keep complaining to me like that, I'm not going to bother listening to you. I'm telling you right now, Carmen, you can hate my mom and I all you want, but it's not going to change anything for you now. We are your family now as far as everyone else is concerned. So this way you're behaving, don't you think it's going to draw a lot of people's attention towards you? Let's just forget about all you've said and work together to grow closer to one another as sisters. Huh? Give it up already. You're grossing me out now. I will never, ever, ever think of you as my little sister, Jasmine. I can't even see you as anything else but a crazy stranger who's trying to squat in my house. You also happen to be years younger than me, yet talk to me like you somehow know better? Disgusting. I'm sorry that my way of thinking about this is disgusting to you, but I'm not trying to turn you off. I can just see that you being very against my mom and I living here is only going to make things harder on yourself. So I'd really like it if we all worked together to be happier as a family. And in order for that to start happening, you need to start behaving like an adult, okay? Jasmine, how have things been going between you and Carmen? Do you feel that the both of you can get along well? Not at all, Mom. Not only is it hard for me to understand what she's going on about, but she doesn't seem to like the thought of me at all. By now, I don't think her and I can become close to one another at all. But don't worry, I'll figure something out. You know I'm worried after hearing that, though. If I weren't around anymore, then what would happen to you guys? There are all kinds of things I'm worried about right now, and one thing is being worried about you two. What? Why are you worried about things like that, though? There's no way someone like you won't be around. It'll be a very long time before you're no longer around, so I'd stop your worrying and just focus on your new husband and family. Jasmine, remember that there's no telling what'll happen in the near future. If we keep living life not being prepared for the worst, then it's going to swallow us right up and leave nothing behind. Well, I'm sure one could see things that way. But right now, you shouldn't be all that worried about things. I'll be all right with what's going on right now. I'm sure you will be too. Well, if that's what you think, then okay. How about we focus on talking about the company now? Did you get to talk with Luke? Yes, I was able to. Luke may be super young, but he is a very good listener and makes sure to account for everything when making his next moves. We were both able to get on with our talks about what'll happen next. And in the end, we were both able to come to an understanding. You will be totally fine going to school and staying there for a while. All right. I'll make sure to learn everything I can in college, and I'll do everything I can to become very useful to the company once I've graduated. But also make sure you have a little bit of fun while you're there. I know you're a very serious young woman, but learn to relax a little as well. All right already. Sorry that me being serious is always worrying you. Thanks for the update, Mom. It sounds like your mom got into a bad accident, huh? Dang. I guess that was the fate she had destined for her, huh? My mom has stopped breathing now. What? Are you kidding me? Huh? Why the hell are you laughing right now? How the hell can you laugh about what's happened to my mom? My mom just frickin' died. Do you have any idea what you're joking about right now? I never actually thought something like that would happen. I was a bit shocked just then to hear you say that. Well then, this means really soon here you will have to leave the house, right? Things are happening just the way I wanted them to. Perhaps one could say that I'm good at telling the future. What the hell are you going on about? I do not have it in myself right now to sit here and watch you send out such gut-wrenching crap as that anymore. Aren't you 24 years old or something? How have you made it this far in life, yet still not learned how to talk and act around someone that just lost their own mother? Do you find joy in making other people's anguish even worse for them, to the point that they can feel their heart falling apart inside their chest? Not really. I'm not really thinking too much about your mom anyway. You both are just strangers to me anyway, so why should I care how you feel now? Even if I am, you should still be aware not to say things like that to a stranger while they're going through some of the most heartbreaking moments in their life. I can't wait to finally have this stranger out of my house, and then I can go back to living with just my older brother Luke and my dad again. You really are the worst. I'm done talking to trash like you. From now on, consider your chances of talking with me very slim. Now leave me alone and go find someone else to mess with. Will do. And you hurry up and get all your things ready to be out of my house. I want you to vanish right before my eyes. Shut the hell up. I told you things need to happen as I say. Now hurry up and leave. I am shocked. No, not even shocked. I am dumbstruck by what you've done. How dare you come into my mom's funeral today and yell at me about being a complete stranger to you and that I need to leave now? There has to be a limit to your absurdity, right? Do you have any clue what you've just done to Dad by screaming like that? Huh? Please don't be calling my dad your dad after everything that's just happened. You have no idea who my dad is, so why don't you just get lost already? He's like a foster parent to me, making him my dad. I understand that you don't like me being in your dad's large house right now, but what you just screamed about at the top of your lungs at my mom's funeral, that was unacceptable. You've just gone and made Dad beyond embarrassed by what you did. Although I'm sure you can't tell that because you're so self-centered. Anything is worth doing what I did as long as you are out of my house. Ever since you came into my house, my older brother has been all over you, even though all you are is that bratty child your mom brought with her. Why does everyone want to care about you so much? Because they can see just how much of a jerk you are towards me. They're all worried about what'll come next from you, and that's why they care. Shut up. I don't care anymore. Now, get the hell out of my life already. Having to waste any more of my time around you is really starting to get on my nerves now. I feel the exact same way, Carmen. You have no right to be living in my dad's mansion anymore. My house. Really? You still continue to think that? How confident of you. Of course. I'm the daughter of this household and I know everything about it. That also means that this house is mine for the taking. And since your old hag of a mother is 6 feet under now, it's time for you to get the hell out. A non-related stranger like you has no right to be in this house any longer. Get out.
Then I guess we're all going to have to leave.
What?
I've been thinking for a long time now that it's been close to that time when you need to start supporting yourself for once. So it's time for both you and Luke to get out of here and live on your own. And I'll have to leave myself, so that'll be all 3 of us moving out. Have you gotten all your things ready to leave yet, Carmen?
What are you talking about? Stop trying to talk like my dad now. And since when did Luke have anything to do with this?
I just so happen to be your father, Christopher.
What? Dad? Why are you texting me from Jasmine's phone?
You call me your dad, when really, I'm just your foster parent.
Dad? Foster parent? What are you going on about? What's going on here?
The only reason I've never brought this up with you is because you act like such a child for an adult. But this time, you really took things too far with all you've said to my little Jasmine. That's why I'm going to choose this timing, to tell you the whole truth about who you really are. The truth is, neither you nor Luke are related to me by blood. And actually, I'm not sure who your real parents are.
What? What does that mean?
It means exactly what I said. I know that I told you in the past that your mother had died before you could truly know her. But in reality, I never knew your real mother either. I just went to the foster home, where I found you and Luke.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dad. Are you sure that's the truth?
That's right. So if we're going to act on what you've been saying to Jasmine, that would mean that all of you have to get out of this house, because none of you are related to me.
Wait, stop saying all that crazy crap. If you have all of us leave this house, then what am I going to do? What's going to happen to me then?
I don't know. You're going to have to learn to fend for yourself. You were saying that those who are not blood relatives to the family have to leave this house. So that includes you. And I no longer need to think about you as my daughter.
Wait, Dad? I never said any of those with that kind of intent. You understand what I'm saying, right? I think you just got the wrong idea for a second there.
Dad seems to be on the move now with his plan. Now, have you learned the repercussions of what all you were saying earlier? I'm sure you could never learn such things since you're such a freaking idiot. But I just thought I'd ask since you're wanting to act like a little jerk. Now, could you stop screwing around?
I meant everything I was saying to you, and I want you to stop screwing around with me now. What the hell were you doing, forcing my dad to say such things about my brother and I to me? I never thought that I'd have to hear words like that coming out of my own dad's mouth at a time like this. Was he being serious about all of that? Am I really a filthy foster child or something? And does that mean that Luke and I aren't even related to one another?
That's what it seems like, Carmen. Therefore, you and I are one and the same now, right? Our dad's been in serious pain after just losing his wife like that in a serious car accident. And you just came out of nowhere today screaming the most heartless things to me at the top of your lungs. I don't think he's ever going to forgive you for doing that.
What? But up until now, I've been my dad's #1 daughter, and he's done so much for me. How the hell could something like that happen so suddenly? It feels like I'm being stabbed in the back by him now. It's all because of you that my family is falling apart now.
The one who started to cause this family to fall apart was you, Carmen. This is what happens when you don't work together with the rest of your family to try and make things enjoyable. Since you've decided to be so selfish, you've gone and ruined things for everyone now. As Dad is saying, he's selling the house.
What? Why would he do that?
He had a lot of memories in that house with my mom, and now that she's gone, he no longer wants to live in there with someone like you.
There's no point in being around someone as horrible as you. No. There are plenty of points as to why he should still want to live here with me. I need to live here with him. If he sells the house and has me forced out of it, I'll become homeless and have no idea what to do. And like you, I don't even have a job or anything right now.
And like you, don't you dare start comparing yourself to me. I'm going to college now, and I plan to be there until I can graduate and take over my mom's company. And I'll have you know that since I first started high school, I've been working at my mom's company as an intern to learn about the real world and make some extra money.
Huh? Are you serious?
You've known that my mom has been the CEO of her company, right?
I've heard little bits about all of that.
Well, like I said, that company is going to become mine. So right now, I've been putting in a lot of effort studying for such a high position. I wanted to work for her for a bit at the top, but now that she's gone, I'll have to do everything myself now. But luckily, before I get to that point, Luke is going to be stepping in to support the company and me. Which means while I'm still in school, I'll also be taking time to work with him to make sure I can learn literally everything in order to keep the company going when I take over.
Huh? Why would my brother be getting involved in any of that? Are you after Luke now or something? That's why you never got out of this house.
Why would I ever be after him? Come on now. To me, Luke is like a hero of mine. He's a very well put together man and is completely different from everyone else his age.
So different, in fact, that he's like an alien to you. What the hell? Are you trying to pick on me now? Well, as a matter of fact, that is me picking on you. But I shouldn't waste my time doing that now. I have to really focus on what all I need to work on and study next while Luke is going in and making sure the company stays upright. He's going to be leaving his job soon as well and becoming an employee for my mom's company in order to be there full-time and put all his energy into it. My mom and him had plans for if something like this were ever to happen, and luckily they had agreed on everything that needed to be done. So that company is going to be just fine for now. I never had any idea that stuff like that had been going on. I didn't even know that Luke, of all people, was that invested into your guys' relationship and everything. That's because all you've done with your life is sit around the house all day, wasting all of Dad's hard-earned money on games and online shopping. All you've ever done is what you've wanted to do, and not a single thing else. That's why you never knew anything was going on with us. That's why you couldn't even tell that you're not your dad's real child. So what? We've had the money to do whatever we wanted to with it, so what's wrong with me wanting to use it all up to do what I want? What I'm saying is you never did anything for the family. You never even did anything to benefit yourself, and that's what's about to bite you in the butt now. You're about to be kicked out of the house, and how exactly are you going to be able to live on your own? I'm really worried about that, but you're in the same boat as me now, right? I've been planning to leave the house for a while now since I'm going to college out of town, so I've already signed the lease on a small apartment for myself. So I'll be moving there soon and begin my studies. I'll also be getting some money from my mom, and Dad will be willing to stay in touch in case I ever need anything. Why is my dad going to help you out, even though he's choosing to throw me away? Something like that can't be happening, right? I've been his daughter for a lot longer than you have. This is not a problem relating to how long either of us has been his daughter. Nobody knew that my mom was going to be passing away that quickly in an accident of that caliber. But my mom had plans for things like this because she was always worried about what would happen after she was gone. She made sure to think about myself, about Luke, about Dad, and that's why we've all been thinking about her as well. But because you never did anything with yourself besides complain all the time about my mom and I, and would just spend all your dad's money, nobody's put any thought into what'll happen with you next. You poor, poor thing. Who are you calling a poor thing? Are you really calling me that right now? You're an idiot. Talking down to me like that of all people? This is how things have turned out for someone as hopeless as you. And I think this is the perfect ending for you. What am I supposed to do from now on? If I'm really abandoned by everyone, I'll be screwed. Say something to my dad. Tell him that it's not right for him to abandon someone like me. It's because of you that all of this is happening to me after all. So you have to do that for me in return, right? Screw you. Are you really 6 years older than me? Or did the foster home you're from just tell Dad the wrong age? I can't believe this. You have to be in elementary school still if you think you can blame some stranger for your problems and then ask them to save you after throwing a fit. I'm done talking to you. If you want his help so bad, then how about you go and tell him he's wrong for leaving you? Because I'm finished with all your BS. I have had it up to here taking care of such a baby like you. You don't have to say that. The three of us are leaving the house and we'll continue to talk to one another like family because we are family. But not one of us has room in our hearts for a spoiled baby like you anymore. And out of the three of us, I'm the most likely to kill you if I ever come across you again after what you said about my mom's death. Back then, things were a little bit different. You don't have to get all upset with me about what I was saying then. You and I are still sisters, right? Let's be friends again. Now? Are you serious? I had asked you many times before my mom passed to be friends, to the point I can't even count them anymore. I just wanted to be kind to one another, even if it wasn't how we truly felt on the inside. But every single time I asked, the only thing that came out of your mouth were insults, and then you telling my mom and I to leave. All of that when none of us besides my mom and I had been related to one another by blood. Back then, I had no idea about the truth regarding my family, so how was I supposed to care about what I was saying? I'm saying sorry now, aren't I? Let's be kind to one another now, all right? I don't want you in my life anymore. I'm going to block your number now.
What? I guess things really are going to happen just the way you'd been hoping. We're all going to be leaving that house. But it's not just me this time, but all of you as well, right? I guess you're not that good at telling the future after all. Goodbye forever now. Good luck living on the streets, you frickin' bitch. And how about while you're out there, you learn what it's like to be an adult? And just like that, I had no more patience inside me for Carmen, and I blocked her number as well as all her social media accounts. Then my dad went and sold the house to one of his friends, and that forced Luke and Carmen to have to leave the house as well. Carmen ran crying to her dad, telling him not to throw her away, but the last thing he had to say is that a monster like her was not his daughter, which drove the point that he wasn't joking around deep into her rotten heart. After we had all moved out, we continued to still talk to one another and help each other out like family, only this time without the annoying whining of that bratty girl Carmen. I was able to safely move into my new apartment with one of my friends, actually, where we'll be sharing this place while studying for 4 years at college. Luke was able to find himself a house closer to the company my mom was in charge of before her passing, and has now started his new job there as the COO while the company makes plans for me to become the next CEO. Thankfully, Luke has told me that he won't be making any major changes to the company while he's in charge, and that he will always talk with me first to get my opinion on things if he does have to do something. And as for my dad, he was able to find a new place in town, much smaller than the house he sold off, but just right for a single man like himself to enjoy. His heart really was destroyed by not only losing his wife, but also having to hear all those words out of someone he assumed was his daughter's mouth. As a way of thanking him for everything he'd done and to keep him from becoming lonely, Luke and I went out and got him a puppy that he can now take care of. And then we have Carmen. I haven't heard much else about her after we left that house, but what Luke has told me is that he got one call from her, and she was calling him from a payphone since her phone had broken and she had no money for a new one. There she was, crying and begging for him to help her out with some money because she was tired of having to sleep under a bridge every night, but Luke said not a single word and chose to hang up on her. She was the one that decided to never grow up any while living in such a fortunate household, so this was the only path she had laid out ahead of her, and she'll have to walk it forever now.
I want to talk with you about meeting my parents tomorrow before the wedding. My dad is a pretty strict man, and he has a pretty thick skull when it comes to anything that he doesn't see as proper. I feel as though he might say some pretty rude things to you tomorrow, Luke. But, of course, you don't have to worry too much. I'm sure things will go just fine. Just know that he'll be asking about money and work and all that, so maybe think of some things to say to him just so that you're ready.
It's all right. I understand. He's giving away his important daughter to another man that he's never met in person before. And that can be pretty stressful for him. And I'm sure he doesn't want you with someone he can't trust. So he needs to make sure I have a job that can support us, and the heart to care for you no matter what.
Well, don't think it'll be all that bad, okay? Just make sure that you're prepared for him to give you a hard time. He's just a really stubborn man, and it worries me a little. But deep down, once he's gotten to know you well, he's like a teddy bear.
You don't have to say that. He has a beautiful daughter, and so he has to become stubborn to protect you from all the men that have their eyes on you. And besides, Jenna, your dad is a business owner, right? So he's always been having to stay strict and tough while making sure his company does well.
Well, I think that you're the perfect man for me and can impress my dad, hence me finally showing you to him. But if my dad can just see how much you love me and want to protect me, that'd be enough, I think. Anything else should be fine after that.
I'll do my best.
Also, even though we're meeting tomorrow, he wants to talk with you before that.
Huh? Before we all get together? So he does want to meet today, then?
Yes, I think he just wants to introduce himself now so that you guys can get right to talking when we all meet. That's why I'd like to tell him your contact information right now. Is that okay?
You can, but...
If he says anything weird to you, you can just ignore him, okay? Alright, I'll tell him right now.
All right, then. Thank you. I am Jenna's father, Frank. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys as well. My name is Luke Graves. You should know that I run my own business, right?
Yes, I sure do. Of course you do. That must mean you're after my money, correct? I am not at all in this for your money. I have plenty of money myself, so there are no problems there. And the reason that I'm with your daughter is because I plan to love her forever. I can understand that you'd be worried about me, but if you would be kind enough to just take my word for it, then everything would be okay. What's your occupation? You don't seem to be anything like a doctor or a lawyer. That's right, I'm not. But the work I do is very generous to me, so you have nothing to worry about. Are you not going to tell me exactly what you do for a job? Does that mean that the work you do is that repulsive? Not at all, sir. I'd just be more comfortable telling you about my line of work when we meet in person. I'd be able to explain in much more detail everything related to the work I do. And so, I ask that you please wait to hear from me tomorrow. Well, I won't get my hopes up for you. And I will not allow my daughter to marry anyone that's less than middle class. I have a company of my own in my possession, so I can find someone more apt to marry her for me. I just want to say, Jenna has already chosen me to be her husband, and so, seeing you and your wife tomorrow is to show my love and care for her. So I'd be very grateful if you could find it in yourself to trust your daughter's decision. It must take quite a lot of courage for a young man like yourself to talk to me that way. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow. Well then, I'll be preparing myself for tomorrow. I don't want you anywhere near my daughter ever again! You're not allowed to even come close to her ever again in your life, Luke! Do you not even understand what you've just done to me? What you just committed was a crime! A crime, huh? And why do you think that? I was over there to meet you and your wife today before your daughter and I get married, and you chose to hit me in the face with your ashtray! How couldn't that be a crime? I didn't just do it for no reason. You work for the city's public transportation, and that's why I made a clear choice to smack you upside the head with that ashtray. That was my way of protecting my family from thieves like you. I'm sure you understand what it means to protect your family and all, but I was just making sure that my daughter was well protected from a fraud. Protected her? What did I do that was threatening her? A lower-class public transportation worker was trying to take my daughter from me. I never once said that I'd allow my daughter to join someone that low in our society. I have a company to manage and keep, but having someone of your likes in the family would tear it down. I will no longer let you around her, so things are finished here. Now get lost. You understand that I can't just get lost now, right? Excuse me? No matter how much you try and fight me, it'll be no use. I will never allow my daughter to become lower class. Well, if you plan to use that as your only excuse, then you'll be breaking apart our engagement. You'll regret that, Frank. Regret it? You're the one that'll be regretting anything here. I'll make sure that you're full of regrets. If you just thought about all of this, you'd understand why, right? You're a simple transportation worker, and you'll never be able to get your hands on Jenna. If me hitting you in the head with that ashtray has opened your eyes to that, then go away. Then this engagement to your daughter is over. Go away, you low-life scum! And would you please let Jenna know that we're through as well for me? I'm not some public transportation worker. But if that's what you want to continue thinking, then go ahead. Huh? What are you implying here? I can see that explaining myself any further will do me no good. So I'm finished with what I've said. The next time we talk, we'll be in the courtroom. Courtroom? What you just did to me today was assault. I'll have you in court for assaulting me. So prepare yourself, Frank. You think you can sue me with what little money you have? I own a company, Luke. I have a bunch of lawyers at my disposal, so there's nothing you can do to me. Taking me to court will only waste what little money you have left. But let's think for a second. Do you even have the money to afford a lawyer of your own? I'm not sure what your reason is for belittling me this much, but I'm not some public transportation worker. I just gave you a simple explanation of my work, and you came to that incorrect conclusion yourself. I work for the Transportation Bureau for this city. Huh? The Transportation Bureau? I'm sure me saying that is a bit too vague for you, but the work I do is a lot more significant than you have come to think. I have to work with plenty of politicians as well regarding my work. Huh? Politicians? Without having to get too far into detail regarding the exact details, hearing that I work with the government has you pretty excited now, right? But I suppose that happened after all you did to me today. You hitting me in the face with that ashtray will become quite the problem for you here soon. Hold on 1 second, Luke. What kind of joke is this? Why would the Transportation Bureau be working with politicians? That couldn't be! Stop playing games with me! Well, if you want to continue to believe that I'm joking with you, that's on you. I have a lot of things that I'll need to attend to now, so I must go. If you're still wondering which of us two will be regretting today, I'll help you find the answer. Did something happen with you? Luke, this doesn't have something to do with you, does it? What are you talking about? There has been some pressure coming from somewhere, and it is causing my company to go under. And because of that, my company wants to change its CEO. If things keep up like this, then I'm going to be forced out of the company. What the hell is going on here, Luke? Are you saying this is all due to me hitting you earlier? Well, I wonder about that one, Frank. Excuse me? Tell me right now, you little jerk. I'm asking you a very serious question right now. Even if you're taking things serious now, you're far too late. You did in fact hit me in the face with an ashtray, right? I ended up calling some people I know about that, and they transferred me to people that could really help. Do you now understand the severity of what you've done to me? Even if I do understand now, I'm in hot water! Did you tell my daughter about this as well? Right now she's furious with me for hitting you in the head with that plastic ashtray! Are you wondering why she might be upset with you? You don't have to have any more doubts about it. She's shocked about what you ended up doing and has no faith left in you. She told me that if I can't fix things, she never wants to see me again. Why? She's never acted this way before to me. She's told me that she's not only pissed, but wants to leave you forever. And she has a right to. You hit her fiancé in the face with a literal ashtray. I had to go to the hospital to get help after that. So if you're going to start crying to me to make things better for you, you're already too late, as I've turned in a report of you assaulting me. Huh? A report on me? That's nothing other than a joke! I told you I've had enough of your jokes, Luke! Stop that bullcrap now! I'd never let you report me for jack! If that actually happened, then I'd really lose everything to do with my company. And that wouldn't only just affect me in the end, but my wife and my daughter as well! Come on now. Even though you want to keep denying the truth, it's already in motion due to your behaviors earlier. So really, no matter what you try and say to me now, your time has come. My time has come? There's just no way! I'm apologizing to you right now so you can put all your games to an end now! Do you really think I care for your apologies now, after you wasted so much time complaining to me? You not only hurt me physically with a literal piece of dirty plastic, but when I got to the hospital and told the police how I got my injuries, they helped me write up that report. But hold on, all I did was get up in arms a little bit too quickly, and that's a good enough reason to involve the police? With how sharp and hard that ashtray was, if you'd hit me in the right place, you could have seriously injured me. Do you understand that? You put all your strength into that blow, and it messed me up bad. Thank God I have a thick skull on me. Please, if you keep this up, I'm going to lose my family as well. At least stop yourself from keeping the police involved. Both your wife and daughter are already fed up with you now, so there's no getting around them leaving you. Huh? Your family already understands that they can't stay near you, and so there is little you can do to stop them. So even if I don't keep the police involved, things will not change. Understand that maybe it is time you take this all upon yourself and be responsible for your actions. Is there anything else you'd like to say to me now? I get it. I'll let you marry my daughter. I'll let you marry my daughter and take her from me. But if you leave things as they are, I'll be screwed. If you can't take my word and marry my daughter now, then what else am I supposed to do for you? Jenna and I are already married, Frank. Huh? But you're not going to be a part of the family. Well, if you're already married to my daughter, then why are you doing all of this? Why do you keep coming at me? I'm not coming at you whatsoever, Frank. Jenna herself is already well into her adult life. And so, if she says she's wanting to marry me, then it's decided. But of course, if you'd just been a bit strict with me and said no, I might have tried a bit harder to gain your trust. However, instead, you chose to be violent and hit me on the head. And so, now your family can no longer trust you, nor feel safe around you. This is all because of your inability to act as a respectable man yourself. And so now, I have to defend myself and my wife from you. Don't you feel like you're taking this too far, though? I want to make sure that you understand what you've done and regret it. And I will not stop until that day has come for you. You're already too late to stop me now. So just give up on trying anything. So now, how do you feel about talking to the police? The police? So then you were serious about that? What is your goal? And I mean your real goal! Do you want my money or something? How much of it? I'll get it for you, so just tell me however much you want. That's it right there, Frank. Huh? What? I do not need your money. And I've said that already before, right? I am not in any way financially struggling, so don't act as though I want anything of yours. Yet all you keep thinking about is money. That's why this has happened. You thought that I wanted to marry your daughter for your money, but that was just not the case. And even if it was, that's no excuse to hit me with an ashtray. Shouldn't this all be something you knew before you had a family? I understand that now. You don't understand. And that's why this is still going on. You just asked me how much of your money I wanted because you still think that's what all this is about. You should learn from all of this, that not everyone on this planet is worried about money like you. Well, it doesn't matter if you learn or not now. I've already got the police involved, and I have the injuries to prove you assaulted me. I'll pay for you to get treated, please! I'm Jenna's father, Luke! I know that. And that's why you decided to hit me, right? Now, I'll be going. Wait a second! Forgive me, right now! And as a final note, you have your answer. You're the one that's going to be regretting all of this. And after that, the police went and took Frank into custody, which to everyone's surprise was easy considering the fact that he was so angry. They then took him to the police station and questioned him to learn everything they could about the report that was filed. And luckily enough, he confirmed it was all true and made things much easier for me. He was also moved out of his position as the CEO within the company, as they knew from me what was going on. And after being taken out of the position, he was offered no package and was fired for going against company policy. And that was by him being a criminal. He also lost all his family and is pretty much in ruin now as he tries to comprehend why this all happened so fast. His wife was out of their house almost immediately after seeing the police take him, and she herself has a lawyer that's working on the divorce, and Jenna stayed to tell him that she no longer wanted him in her life. But then after her final words, she was out of the house as well. During that time, I was working with my lawyer to make sure that I did in fact get money from him after what he had done to me. But as I said before, I was in no real need for his money. And so, after going through court and me winning the case, he gave me $15,000 to pay for both my time in the hospital and for the trouble caused. I took that money thereafter and used it for Jenna's and my wedding, and viewed that money as a present from her dad to help support our marriage. Of course, I did put some of that money into the medical expenses, as I did have to get a lot of tests done to make sure that my brain was okay, as well as having to get stitches for the gash on my head. There was also a small fracture to my skull that I needed to keep an eye on, And that alone goes to show just how hard he hit me with that ashtray. Also, since Jenna has been married to me even before leaving her dad, she didn't have to worry about where to go next after leaving the house. And so, she came to my house to live, and never has to worry about her dad again. Ever since he lost everything, not much is known about where he went, but I'm sure wherever that may be, he's trying his best to get back on top. But of course, that'll be impossible.